Yeah, I spent, probably 19 years in one form or another in Vancouver. I went to CFUN as the program director, and the station was, I guess, at the very bottom. And I was there in 1973, and by 1976, we were #1 in the market. And it was great fun, and we had great talent, and great performers. And I just felt that I wanted to, do more than just program one station. So I decided I'd go out my own as a consultant, which I did, and I consulted on my own for a while. And, just out of my house, consulted stations in Canada and the States. And it was fun, but I wanted to get back into operations a bit. So what usually happens with consultants, or often happens with consultants, is they get offered a job to go station side. So I had a really good opportunity with Moffat to go and become their national program director. And in those days, 10 stations was a lot of stations for a company to have. They had 10, and so I went there and worked. I worked with Moffat from I guess for about 7 years as the national program director, and was working with one of my program directors was Pat Bond, and he and I decided one night in a Mexican restaurant that we would leave the company and start another consulting company. And we did. And the day we announced our resignation from Moffat to become consultants, we turned around and had a meeting with them to see if we could be their consultants. And they said yes, and so we were their consultants. And then we consulted all over the place, but including Rogers in Toronto, and CFTR and so on. So we were consulting in Toronto, working with Rogers. And when Rogers bought McLean Hunter stations and ended up with 2 stations in Vancouver, I thought it was a good chance, because being on the road as a consultant pretty well every week, I was beginning to tire of that. And so they gave me an opportunity at KISS FM in Vancouver to be a manager there. And I hadn't been a manager before, but I yearned to do that as well. And went there, and we were extraordinarily successful there. And stayed there for another 8 years, and then moved to Toronto to take over the Toronto cluster here. And haven't left since. That was in 1998, I guess I came here.